practice earlier this morning. I think we got off the court about 10:15 this morning. Tuesdays and Thursdays this semester we've been going early. Our team is kind of enjoying that, I think, and these are afternoons available for some other things. But I stand in front of you today pretty excited about the 2011-2012 SIU women's basketball program. I'm very pleased with the things that I'm seeing and witnessing in practice on a daily basis. Our speed, athleticism, skill set is definitely cranked up a notch from my previous 2 seasons here in Carbondale. So we're very excited. Though we have some of those things I mentioned, we still are extremely young with only 1 junior and 1 senior on the entire roster. The rest of it is comprised of freshmen and sophomores. But I will say our sophomore class is much improved. I'm very proud of the effort that they put in this summer and this fall to prepare them for our season this year. Our freshman class is very talented, and they are pushing our upperclassmen on a daily basis. I like our competitiveness. I like how hard we're working, though I think we can work harder. I think with our youthfulness, we must work hard every single possession in order to be successful each and every game and to accomplish some goals that we're going to put in place for ourselves this year. I'm pleased to announce that Brooke Underwood is the lone captain of our basketball program this year. I couldn't be more happier in the transformation that I've witnessed in Brooke over the course of the last 4 months. If there's been any kid in the program throughout the course of a year that's probably been yelled at and had the coach chew on her rear end more than maybe any kid in my career, it's been Brooke. And I couldn't be happier for the player that she is right now. She doesn't miss shots in practice. She's being a great leader. She's working unbelievably hard. She's down in weight about 15 pounds from where we started a year ago. And she is also just making everyone around her better, which we expect out of point guard play. I have huge expectations for this team this year. I think we can accomplish great things. And again, if we're only willing to work hard, I think there are very many great days ahead for our program. I'll take any questions anybody has at this point.
In what area do you feel the team has made the biggest improvement from last season to this season?
Lots of balls going through the basket. You know, there's always shooters. Every program you have, men's, women's basketball, there's lots of shooters. I can shoot, coach. I can shoot this 3, and I've had players begging me to be in our 3-point contest in Maroon Madness on Saturday. I said, I don't want shooters in Maroon Madness 3-point contest. I want makers. We have a lot more makers this year. When we have 15-minute scrimmage sessions, you know, we're putting up some points on the board, and I like to see that. That's very conducive to the style of play that I like to run, to be able to get up and down. We have the athletes to do it. We have transition spot-up 3-point shooters, and I think we have very good point guard play at this point.
Coach, with the 4 starters back, are any or all of those positions up for grabs? Or I know you mentioned Brooke, but is the lineup in any way been set?
You know, in my mindset, you know, Brooke Underwood is, I mean, Brooke, I'm going way back. That's like 6 years ago. Brooke Underwood was a point guard for me a long time ago. But Brooke Lamar is turning into Brooke Underwood with her work ethic, I'll tell you that. But Brooke is our captain, but at this stage I haven't named any starters. All of our spots are open, and I mentioned earlier that I like our competitiveness. They're going after each other every day and trying to make each other better and our team better ultimately.
What did the sophomore class learn last year just about winning and what it takes to win?
I think the biggest thing that they learned was how much they didn't work hard last summer, the summer before their true freshman year, and they learned that what happened to us throughout the course of the year, because we just came to a point in the season where if we would have worked harder earlier, we could have probably gotten a little bit better throughout the course of the year. And they learned, and we made it through that stage, and I think now there's not too many times in practice that I'm asking for much more out of effort-wise out of that sophomore class. They're really getting after it.
Are you satisfied that your rebounding will be good enough that you'll be able to run it up and down like that?
I'm a little bit concerned with the rebounding. We had a preseason open gym injury to Diana Pierre, a 6'2" post player that in my mindset would have had every opportunity to be a potential starter in our program. She blew out her knee. She will redshirt this year. She is an unbelievable athlete, and we will miss her. But I think we have great rebounding ability from the guard position, something that we have not had here since I've been here, with our speed and athleticism from those positions. So I like our ability to go get the basketball. We may not be rebounding as many as I would like up by the rim, but I think we can really run down loose balls and be real athletic in that area. It is a concern of mine, but I think we're capable of doing it.
How about defensively, Coach?
You know, defensively, I think we're getting a better mindset. I think anytime when you have a young squad, and I think it is helping us in practice that they're being very competitive and they understand that every day is a tryout and they're fighting for playing time. So our defensive intensity has been getting to the stage that we needed to get to. It's not there yet, and it probably won't be halfway throughout the year, and it may not be throughout the course of the entire season because we're so young. But I like their willingness to learn. Anytime you have a really young squad defensively, they're learning a lot. All this, the new terminology, how we're defending on-ball screens, off-ball screens. Sometimes these kids have not been taught these types of things in high school, so they're learning. But, I think that we can force teams to take difficult shots, and that's always my philosophy. We want to guard against the layups, and we want to guard against the three-point line, and we want to be able to do those two things very well, but we don't want to give those two things up, and that will be our focus on the defensive end of the court.
Are you changing anything up, on either side of the ball?
No, not really. I think the biggest thing that has changed is the players and the type of players that we'll be able to put on the court.
How have your new assistants been in the program in your view?
Good. Of course, Adrienne Harlow returns as in her, 11th year now with me as assistant coach on my staff, and she'll continue to be our head assistant. I'm very excited about our two new assistant coaches. Terry Nooner, he's been the first male on my staff that I've had, and he's been great for us. I think just so much female stuff, and I think he just balances out real well and handles us really good. And the girls are really responding really well to him. He's working with our bigs. He was a great player at Kansas and played for Roy Williams, and he brings a lot of insight into our practices daily. And then Stephanie Butler, she's also been a great addition. She won a state championship with her high school team in North Carolina. She'll be really directing our defensive, assignments, though we will be pressing some, maybe that we didn't as much last year, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a change. So very, very pleased with our coaching staff. And to round it out, we have a graduate assistant / volunteer assistant, Shantae Shank, on a member of our staff as well. Can't speak any highly of that kid. She was with me as a freshman when we